Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Jamestown, Tennessee. I'm Blake.
And I'm Tucker.
And we've got an awesome matchup under the lights tonight. We got your Upperman Bees taking on the York Institute Dragons.
Yeah, that's right, Blake. Two schools who know how to bring the energy. You can already feel it in the air tonight.
Yeah, Upperman's looking to stay hot after a dominant win last week, while York, they're hoping to turn the tide and grab that first victory of the season.
Yeah, no doubt, Blake. Both teams have plenty and bunch of talent and a lot to prove. Let's look into these teams.
Yeah, the York Dragons, they come in at 0-7 with a tough schedule so far. They open with losses to District 4 opponents Stone Memorial in White County. Then they faced a District 3 powerhouse in Meigs County. They fell 24-6 after they faced another District 4 opponent in Livingston Academy, and they lost 47-35. Then they dropped a close one to Bloodsoe County 15-12 before falling to a strong Grundy County team 30-20. And most recently they lost to DeKalb County 35-7.
Yeah, Blake, York Institute's record, it doesn't tell the whole story. They're a proud program with a rich history. The Dragons, they've made 24 TSSAA playoff appearances. Their best season came back in 2007 when they finished 12-1. And in 2023 and 2024, they made back-to-back semifinals run. They're still chasing that first state title, but this team knows how to compete.
Absolutely. Some key players for York is Calvin Voiles, a sophomore quarterback. He's one of two quarterbacks for York tonight. He also leads the team in rushing yards with 52 yards per game. And then his brother Blake Voiles, a senior linebacker. He was, as a junior last year, he ranked number 8 in Tennessee for total tackles. And then the other quarterback for York, Nathaniel Tipton, last year as a junior, he was number 10 in Class 2A with 634 passing yards.
Yeah, and now we got the Upperman Bees. They're coming in at 5-2 and ranked number 42 statewide. They opened with a road win at Knoxville Webb. Then they lost a shootout to Greenville 41-33 in week 2. And then week 3 they hosted Farragut, a 6A team, and they won 42-6, excuse me. And then they beat Stone Memorial in their district opener. And then on homecoming they lost to 5A powerhouse Beach. And then they bounced back strong with a 41-6 win over DeKalb County. And then last week they have a blowout of Livingston Academy 49-6.
Yeah, this is a program built on toughness and tradition. Under head coach Adam Kane, Upperman has become a postseason regular. You know, that state runner-up in 2023 and then 2024, another deep playoff run. Their identity is clear: disciplined, physical, and relentless.
Yeah, Blake, some of the key players for Upperman tonight is going to be Bronson Chaffin. He's the senior quarterback, Georgia State commit. He's coming in at number 4 in Tennessee in total yards with 2,114. This kid's a beast.
Oh, then we got the junior linebacker Colton Johnson. He has 80 tackles in 8 weeks. That's good enough for number 12 in 4A, and he's already attracted major college interest.
Yeah, and then we got Carmine Phillips. He's a senior running back. He's number 10 in 4A for total touchdowns. He's an underrated playmaker for the Bees.
Yeah, we got playmakers everywhere in this game. This game could swing on just a few explosive moments. But before kickoff, let's check out some other big matchups across Tennessee tonight.
Yeah, some spotlight games in Tennessee Class 4A. You got Livingston Academy 5-2 versus Stone Memorial 6-1. It's a key district class between two top teams. Stone Memorial, you know, they're 6-1, great team. Livingston Academy, they're coming off that loss to Upperman last week. They're going to look to bounce back.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. Then we got the 5-1 Volunteer taking on 4-3 Chucky Doak. That's a 3A versus 4A matchup. Expect some fireworks in that game.
Yeah, and then we got the DeKalb County 3-4 versus White County 6-1. White County, a great team this year. They picked up a win over the reigning 4A state champion, Macon County. And White County is a good team this year. It's going to be a very heated district rivalry game.
Yeah, then we got 2-5 McGavick taking on 6-1 Springfield. That's a really good 6A team versus an even better 4A team. So bragging rights are on the line in that game.
Yeah, and then we have 2-5 Creekwood versus 6-1 Kirkwood. Two 4A teams in a non-district showdown. That should be a fun one there.
Yeah, let's go over last week's results for both teams. Upperman, they traveled to Livingston Academy and they killed them 41-6. The Bees just dominated from start to finish. There was a running clock by halftime. And then DeKalb came to York and won 35-7. And DeKalb's running game was just too much for York. They scored 4 touchdowns on the ground, and DeKalb was just dominant in that victory.
Yeah, here's some storylines to watch. One of mine I'm looking at is, can York's defense slow down Upperman's high-powered attack? Last week, they ran all over Livingston Academy. They ran all over most of the teams they faced this year. In York's defense, they're lacking a little bit of size and physicality. We're going to see if Upperman can run all over them tonight.
Yeah, one of mine is going to be, will York's quarterback system create confusion or opportunities for Upperman's defense? I mean, it hasn't worked thus far in the season, but it could trick up Upperman's defense, and they could score off of it.
Yeah, let's go over some X factors. Blake, you want to give us yours?
My X factor is going to be the Upperman running back, Carmine Phillips. I think he's just going to run for 1,000 yards tonight. York's defense, they've been really bad, but Upperman, that's their running game is what they rely on, and Carmine Phillips is going to see the ball a lot.
Yeah, mine's going to be Bronson Chaffin, the Upperman quarterback. I expect him to pass for a lot and run for a lot. I feel like this is just going to be, a great game for Upperman. I feel like they're just, going to run up the score. I like Bronson Chaffin as mine.
Yeah, some bold predictions. Mine is going to be Upperman scores 50-plus tonight. Last week against Livingston Academy, they almost did it, and Livingston is a much better team than York, so expect a lot of points from Upperman.
Yeah, mine's going to be Chaffin throws for over 250 yards, and the Bees roll. We know he can run, but he can also pass too. I feel like you haven't seen a lot of it this year because they rely on the run more, but I feel like he's going to throw for over 250 yards.
And then our score predictions. Mine is going to be Upperman 56, York Institute 6. Upperman is just a much better team, and they're going to show it tonight. It's not going to be close.
Yeah, I'm like an Upperman 55, York Institute 0. Like you said, York Institute is a much worse team than Upperman. Upperman, has it all. York Institute's lacking in a lot of areas, and I like Upperman to roll in this one.
Well, it's shaking up to be a fantastic night of high school football. Thank you for joining us on our pregame show. Kickoff is just minutes away. Now we'll send it to Bryson and Josiah for the call of the game.
Welcome to the UHS Hive. I'm Josiah Nichols.
I'm Bryson Reed.
And tonight we have the Upperman Bees here in Jamestown taking on the York Institute Dragons. Bryson, it's going to be an interesting matchup. Probably Upperman's easiest game of the year. Bryson, what do you hope to see out of the Upperman Bees?
Well, I feel like if you like people run the ball, you're really going to enjoy this game because I think the Upperman Bees are just going to run the ball the whole game. They have a star quarterback, of course, in Bronson Chapin, but I don't think he's going to throw the ball that much. I'm sure he'll get some runs. He'll get some design runs. I'm sure Coach Kane might take this game as just like a new coming and try some new plays out for him, maybe designate it for like the playoffs and maybe Macon County and White County, the games coming up that are really good games. But I'm sure Carmine will get a lot of takes today, and I'm sure the running ability of just the whole Upperman Bees offense is going to do great.
And it looks like we're going to take a break for the national anthem. We'll join you guys right after that. As Bryson talked about before, the national anthem break, the Bees love to run the football. Bronson Chaffin, the three-star senior committed to Georgia State, has 830 rushing yards and 12 touchdowns this year as a quarterback. And Carmine Phillips, the senior back, has 623 rushing yards with 8 touchdowns. So a dual threat in the backfield for the Bees. They've got Chaffin, who can obviously throw and run extremely well and extremely efficient. And then you have Carmine Phillips on top of that, who's very efficient in the passing and running game, Bryson. So it's going to be hard for the York Institute Dragons to stop them.
Yeah, I'm sure with Carmine and Bronson and even some other players that are younger, maybe Jude Fitzpatrick or Jack Smith might get a go at it. I'm sure the running ability will be on full display tonight, and I'm sure they'll try to drop some trickery maybe. I know York, they run a 2-quarterback offense, so I'm not sure. Upperman, of course, they're not going to do that, but maybe, just maybe, you'll see 2 running backs in the backfield tonight and some trickery.
Absolutely, Bryson. And now we're going to go over the captains of the game. So first we'll start off with the York Institute Dragons. Number 4, Hayden Butler, the senior receiver and defensive back. Number 22, Blake Voiles. Number 1, Cole Brannon. And number 48, Joseph Linder. And for the Upperman Bees, number 15, Kobe Justice. Number 34, Jackson Collins. And number 74, Israel Alvarez. Interesting to see 3 new captains out for the Bees. Usually they have Bronson Chaffin, Walter Kane, and oh my goodness, I'm blanking.
It's usually
Carmine Phillips.
or Elijah, yeah.
I don't know why, I just cannot remember. I'd like to take a second to thank J&S Construction, serving the community for about 70 years, building more than just buildings, building relationships and helping out the community as a whole, building deep relationships with their clients in a spiritual background. So I'd like to thank J&S Construction for sponsoring the Upperman Media program, specifically UHS Hive TV, tonight, as they have the entire season. Bryson, let's go over some score predictions for you.
Well, of course, I don't want to just go out there and say Upperman's going to win by 60, but I kind of feel like Upperman's going to go out there and win by 60. You know, their offense, they're 5-2, and the only 2 games that they lost have been against very good teams. Beach, of course, they're fantastic, and Greenville, of course, seems like they're always in a 4A type championship game down the line in December-ish. So they're both very good teams that they lost to, and they played very respectable in those games. So this team, it's not a freebie, but they're definitely not as good. They don't have as much firepower as the teams that Upperman has had this season. So I'm sure Upperman, if they can just run the ball and just not get turnovers. Now, it's a little colder, so maybe the weather will impact the game a little bit. It's a lot colder than what Upperman has been used to lately because fall's coming around, you know, October. But maybe if Upperman cannot turn the ball over and they keep the ball safe, they'll win by around 50 points.
Absolutely, Bryson. And look, York, they are usually a respectable football team. They've made the playoffs a lot of times. However, this year, it's probably one of their worst teams. They come into this game 0-7, and you could argue this is their toughest challenge yet in Upperman's Bees. So it's going to be a very hard one for them tonight. They played Stone Memorial the first week of the season, and they lost 28-6. If you can remember, a couple weeks ago, Upperman went into Stone Memorial and whooped them. So Upperman has beat the teams that York has lost to, and they beat them pretty handily. They played Livingston Academy, and they only lost by 12 to Livingston Academy. It was a pretty good football game, 47-35. But last week, Upperman killed Livingston Academy. I believe Upperman could have scored 70 or 80 points had they kept in the starters the entire time, however they took them out. Upperman, they just wear down their opponents with the rushing attack, and then it helps open up the pass attack and the vertical stretch plays that Upperman likes to run sometimes with an occasional deep shot to Elijah Fitz and Gunnar Block. I don't think York has the talent to keep up with the Bees in this game. My score prediction for this game, I think I'm going to go Upperman drops the 50 bomb for the first time all season. I think Upperman scores 56 points, and I think York scores 6 points. So 56-6 is my score prediction. I think it's going to be a blowout, and I think we'll see bench players in midway through the second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. York, they've usually been respectable, like you said, but just this season, it's not been their cup of tea, you know. They haven't really played good. In their losses, it's been close losses, which for Upperman, every game that they've played in, they've either won by a lot of points or they lost. And every single close game has been a loss, not a win. It seems like every time they win by at least 25, 30 points. But when it's close, Upperman, they don't fold, but they don't play very well under pressure right now. This season against Greenville and against Beach, they let it get out of their hands, get out the reach. So if York could somehow make this a close game going into the fourth quarter, I could see an upset. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I could see it.
Absolutely. Everything is possible in high school football, Bryson. I'm going to take a quick second to talk about York. We haven't talked about them a lot. They run a 2-quarterback offense, bunched with an extra tackle on the strong side, a fullback, and 1 receiver. They don't really have a designated quarterback as Upperman does. Upperman only uses Bronson Chaffin on the starting offense. However, obviously Elijah Barlow comes in for the second team. They will occasionally try to trick the defense and sneak in a little go route, a wheel route, something like that with one of their better tight ends or receivers and take a chance on some one-on-one matchups. However, they're going to have their hands full with Elijah Fitz guarding their number 1 receiver. Elijah Fitz is one of the better quarterbacks in 4A football. So Upperman will be kicking off first. It's going to be Shea, the freshman, with a big leg.
Now go William Shea, number 42, the freshman. He'll normally
I think this is good for York. I think this is the best thing for the Dragons. Sometimes in high school, it doesn't matter the talent on either team. The team who gets the ball first can score. And if that can lead to some momentum, then maybe it could be a game changer just getting the ball first.
Absolutely, Bryson.
Lining the ball up, and we're underway here at Dragon Stadium. The ball's
Low kick, recovered. A pretty good return from number 24. Hit hard, though, around the 33-yard line. See how the Dragons can respond. Bryson, it's fall break, so there's not as much fans here tonight, but still the Upperman faithful drove a little bit over an hour to come watch their team play on fall break. So good to see the fans out there. It's going to be interesting to see who starts at quarterback for the Dragons. Like we talked about, they have a 2-quarterback set, not a specific designated quarterback.
That really helps because, there's less film on it, so you don't really get the game plan as well.
Shotgun formation. They're bunched up to the right side.
With the purple numbers. Nathaniel Tipton, the senior quarterback, getting the pistol look. And Upperman might have jumped
Tipton,
to start things off. Got our first
the senior quarterback,
from
gets the Upperman defensive line to jump off sides. They've done this a lot very early in the football game. Just a bunch of shooting yourself in the foot moments, if you will, Bryson.
Earlier, I saw one of the coaches. It looked like they were bending down and grabbing like a snap in the pregame, and I couldn't tell what they were doing. It was on Upperman's sideline, and I saw the same exact play for both quarterbacks in the backfield there, the quarterback and the running back for York, whatever you want to call it. So that's kind of something different that you don't see a lot. They're really bunched up right now, and the line to scrimmage is packed.
Bunched up to the right side, like we talked about. Shotgun formation. Do they get Upperman to jump off sides again? They don't. Handoff. Tackled by Carmine Phillips and Kobe Justice.
Yeah, that's a very different formation, especially than Upperman's used to seeing. Upperman's played some good quarterbacks and, of course, some star receiver talent like Zayden Anderson and Shavar Young. So some of it's go balls, but I don't expect to see any of that tonight. Their formation is very different, and they're sticking to it, so they're a very disciplined team, it looks like.
Roberts, the junior, with the carry on the last play. It's going to be 2nd down and 3.
Defensive line jump a little bit. You wonder if they might have a hard count here on 2nd and short.
Quarterback takes a snap, and he's just going to run it.
For the running back Robbins, and he'll power forward past the 44-yard line.
He's going to get the first down, I believe. Their quarterback really likes to get down. Chaffin's more of the relaxed, uptight position when they takes the snap. However, their quarterback's low, kind of like a Jalen Hurts, if you will, taking the ball. So very different quarterback matchup here tonight. You've got one of the better quarterbacks in Tennessee, all of Tennessee football, not just 4A, Bronson Chaffin, the 3-star. And then you've got 2 different guys. Tipton is one of them, and he was just the quarterback there. He really likes getting low and just exploding, where Chaffin's more of the uptight at a general position.
These have been very simple play calls, but the team has been in the huddle the whole time.
Receiver out to the right, another direct snap. This one
direct snap.
Near side.
Swarm of bees take him down.
And 3-4 bees there to make
not a great gain. Like Bryson talked about, simple play calls. They're just taking direct snaps. They know they can't stretch the field out vertically against the Upperman bees. However, if they keep doing this and catch the bees not paying attention, they could potentially take a deep shot. That's where we talked about before. They like to occasionally run these plays for about 4 or 5 plays in a row and then occasionally take a deep shot downfield. See what they do here. Bunched up to the left side. They really like bunching up to one side and exploding.
That edge on this first drive. It's a 2nd down and 7. They officially
2nd down and 7.
Another tight
number 34, and he's got a good gain
towards the outside, and he gets wrestled down.
He's wrestled down.
Shoulders at about the 47-yard.
Number 34 on the direct snap, Landon Robbins, the junior running back. He's taking a lot of direct snaps there, like exposing Upperman's second phase of the defense, and it's going to be 3rd down.
Well, this has been pretty good so far if you're the Dragons. I think, like, if you're the coach, you got to be pleased. This is how they're going to have to beat this Upperman team if they want to have a chance. They're going to have to run, and they're going to have to run a lot. And it's working so far. The blocking has been getting 5-6 yards downfield, and it's working. But a big 3rd down here if the Bees can get a stop.
They're going to have to make Upperman play their game, not conform to Upperman's game. They're going to have to play their own game to win this football game.
High snap may have been some tomfoolery going on the snap. But
a fake high snap there. First time I've seen that the whole season.
They're going to mark this right at the line of scrimmage.
And see what they call it here.
it's going to be interesting to see what they call.
Yeah, it's about 4th and a yard. I feel like if the Dragons want any chance to win this game, they're going to have to go for it.
Absolutely.
You're in enemy territory right now, so if you can do what you've been doing, getting 2-3 yards on every one of these trickery-type run plays, you should be able to pick up the first down. But the Upperman defense, they gave up 2 first downs, but they've been stout so far.
Upperman's defensive line is a lot bigger than York's offensive line, so see if they can get some pressure in the backfield.
Everybody comes up, and here's a 4th down.
Shotgun formation. He's just going to power it. Did he get it? Are they going to give it to him?
The Bees get there. It's going to depend on the spot.
See if the refs are generous or not. It's going to depend where the refs spot the ball. They're going to give him forward progress. First down, Dragons, and Bryson, I'm a little shocked. They've taken almost 4 minutes off the clock here. They played their style of football, just running it up the gut, and they've got a first down.
Yeah, well, another thing you don't see in high school a lot is a lot of pulling. I've seen 2 fullbacks from each side. It's like 3 men on the line, or even 5 at sometimes, and then they'll have 2 tight ends on each side of the line of scrimmage, and they both pull and go straight. And then the quarterback can just, it's just a QB draw simple. They're making it very simple for the quarterbacks here.
Bunched up to the right side. They've got a smaller quarterback in. He's going to take a direct snap. Bryson, they're doing this every single play, just running it up the gutter, trying to get some blockers and running it to the outside. They're not going to test Upperman's defensive backs tonight, it doesn't seem like.
Yeah, I mean, the Upperman secondary, they've held up against star talent, like we said. Great players on a bunch of different teams like Beach and Greenville. So the secondary is not where you want to test. Upperman, they're not necessarily weak on the defensive line. And the linebackers, of course, Colton Johnson, he has a Liberty offer. But besides him, there's not a lot of huge players on the defensive line. But they are bigger than the Dragons' offensive line right now, so that's kind of surprising. But their blocking has been getting 2-3 yards downfield, and they're really punishing this defensive line.
Second down and 8. Upperman, they've got a lot of backers in the formation. They're going to try to power run it through the right side. He's got a solid gain, Bryson. Gets down to about the 41, 42-yard line. So another 2 or 3 yard gain for the Dragons. What they've continually done on this drive is just taking their chances playing their brand of football. They're going to give him 2 yards on the play, 3rd down and 6. So wonder if they'll throw it here.
I would think they just keep running. Now that could have went for a very big gain if Tarver wouldn't have made the tackle. So that was a great tackle by Tarver. But I feel like they're just going to run the ball here. I feel like it's 4-down territory no matter where you're at right now. And the formation's completely changing.
Smith is the quarterback. Shotgun formation, heavy set right. He's going to throw the ball. Deep shot. Way behind the receiver there. Elijah Fitz saw that coming. Good coverage for the senior. Bryson, they're not going to punt the ball up. Upperman's 41, I don't believe. So see what they can do here. If I'm York, I like a little drag route or in route on the inside and take 2 receivers on each side to stretch the field out maybe and take your chances with your skill position players. But we'll see what they draw up here.
Well, head coach Derwin Wright, he really hasn't cared so far. He doesn't care they're 0-7. He's really doing some great play calls and some trickery.
Heavy set to the left, fakes the handoff. Smith, he's got a solid gain, and they're going to get the first down. Number 1, Brannon, the senior, made a play. If it would have been tackled where he caught it, it would have been short of the line to gain. However, the senior made a big play. And Bryson, I can't believe I'm saying this. The Dragons are driving down the field.
Yeah, well, are you seeing this right now, Josiah? The play calling has just been fantastic. I haven't seen this in high school in a very long time. I mean, right there, the quarterback rolled out to his left, completely did a 360 spin, rolled out to his right, and threw a screen pass. I mean, you just don't see that in high school football. You rarely see that in any levels of the game.
Well, the starting quarterback is a sophomore, so
yeah.
he's our age, and he's out there making plays against some really talented juniors and seniors on the Upperman defensive line and Upperman's linebackers.
As long as possible.
Little trickery there. They're going to hand it off to number 1, Brannon. I think a 2-yard gain, safe to say. So that's what they like to do on 1st and 2nd. Get 2 or 3 yards every time. Make it manageable so we're not in the 3rd and 4th and long situations, and play your brand of football. That's the only way you're going to beat the Bees, is if you play your own brand of football. And Beach did that, and Greenville did that. And maybe York can do it. I would be absolutely shocked.
Well, I feel like this is the credit to the coaching. I mean, you see the Bees, and you're probably scared. They're 5-2. They've played a bunch of crazy teams and beat them. But the coaching has just been on point so far, and they're really looking at their team's strengths.
He's going to
Smith, the sophomore,
opportunity to. This is a direct
in the backfield, but it's a direct snap. Number 48.
Joseph Linder with the stiff arm. And Linder
What a run. He's going to get, I believe, inside the 10-yard line. Made some men miss.
is a fumble
York
out of bounds.
York
First
Institute
down and very close to goal.
and
On the longest
Upperman's
so far of the drive for the Dragons.
This is just crazy. Is this real?
territory. Very close to scoring a touchdown there. Good tackle on the outside. I think Upperman fans feel a little bit shocked right now. This was supposed to be the easiest game of the year.
I feel like we're a little bit shocked right now.
I mean, the score prediction for me was 56-6. And the first quarter is almost over.
The longest run
And
and a first down.
York is knocking on the door of scoring. They're going to say 1st and 10 at the 11. So still a little bit to go. 34 takes the direct snap.
Trying to fight for the pile. Robbins getting half of what he needed.
I mean, still, that's a really good gain, and there was barely any blocking there. He's just falling forward for 4 or 5 yards, seems like every time. And like you said, I mean, Upperman can't win if they don't get the ball. And I haven't seen that a lot. I mean, the Bees usually have the ball probably 20 times a game on offense, but they haven't even got the ball once. And like you said, it's almost the first quarter ending. So this is a way. I mean, I think of it as like the Chiefs last year. If you wanted to beat them, you had to keep their offense off the field. And this is what they're doing with the Bees right now. But they're running the ball down their throat, and it's working really well.
Robbins,
Past the 8-minute mark.
they've really liked direct snap to the senior running back. They're going to motion their
Everybody switch
side to the left, and it's going to be a direct snap.
outside.
He's going to go in the end zone, and I can't believe I'm saying this. The Bees are trailing to the York Institute Dragons.
Unbalanced formation.
Punched in the face on the first drive. Upperman defense didn't have an answer for the rushing attack, and York Institute leads the 5-2 Bees.
You know, credit to the offense, but also credit to the coaching. I mean, this whole just unit has been disciplined so far. When they ran the ball, sometimes it wasn't a good game. Sometimes it was a loss. I saw a tackle for loss. Sometimes it was a 1 or 2 yard game. But they stuck with it, and that's what they're going to have to do this whole game. They can't get fancy now that they're up. They're going to have to keep running the ball, and they're going to have a chance in this game. It's starting to look like.
Extra point up. It's a line drive kick, and it is through
A
the
beauty of a kick,
off the roof.
and it's good.
7-0.
7-0 Dragons. My score prediction's already wrong. I
Me too.
had them only scoring 6 points, and they've scored 7.
Dragons. Not
So the Dragons
expecting to see out of these.
Yeah,
take the lead early in the football game.
even the people Tucker and Blake on the pregame show didn't say they were going to score 7 points. So most of them expected them to get a touchdown, just missed the extra point, I guess. But I mean, this has been a crazy game so far already. I mean, there's been multiple teams who haven't even scored 7 points on the Bees, and this team, a lot of people overlook them, and it's kind of sad to see a high school football team. A lot of people get overlooked, but this team, they came out and they're just swinging. You know, they're not playing scared. They're very
They've
disciplined.
got nothing to lose.
Yeah, they have absolutely nothing to lose. I mean, their playoff hopes are basically ended at this point.
Yeah,
So they're just coming out swinging, and it's really worked so far. And like I said, I cannot give enough credit to this coaching staff. They have put together a great game plan to kind of trick the Bees a little bit, and that's what they're going to have to do. Because player-wise, maybe they're outmatched, but play calling-wise, I don't know. So far, it's in the Dragons' favor.
Phillips set to receive, the senior running back slash receiver slash any position you want to give him on offense. is the
Basically, yeah.
Swiss Army knife. I believe number 10 kicked that, and it's a nice kick. Touchback. It was number 10 on the kick, Jude Betty, the junior. He's really lanky, and he's got a big leg there as a touchback. Bryson, I can't believe I'm saying this, but do you believe that York has a chance in this football game?
I believe if they can get this ball back to their offense pretty quickly and not let Bronson go down like he normally does and score on his first drive of the game, I feel like they do. It all depends on their defense right now, though. I feel like if they can get a stop, the chances, I mean, it definitely helps York. I mean, I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball in the Upperman defense all game, but I mean, they wore them out on the first drive, and it's only the first drive of the game. So yeah, maybe York.
Chaffin, the senior, shotgun, hands off to Phillips, and Phillips is electric in the open field, gets out
And the last time we did see them, Cliff, as well.
to the right side. It's going to be a gain of 5 to 6.
The ball on the ground against
Look,
the
Bryson, Upperman's offense is explosive. The question for me about York is, can their defense contain the passing and rushing attack for the Upperman Bees? Look, Upperman, they can run their own offense. They take the deep shots occasionally. If Upperman can land on the deep shots, York's going to have to do what they just did the entire game to stay in the game. Bryson, I don't know if they can sustain that against the Upperman defense, but so far so good for the Dragons.
Well, what you don't want to do if you're Upperman is have to run the ball every play.
Chaffin. Shotgun formation. He's outside.
Trying to turn the corner, and he can only get to about the 35. And maybe the 34 or so.
Looked like a little bit of a late hit to me, but like I was saying, what you don't want to do if you're Upperman is get so down so much you have to throw the ball every play, because that's not even Bronson's strong suit, and it's definitely not Carmine's or any player on the team. I mean, they're really good blocking downfield, and they really get their players in open space who need the ball, and they can take it all the way. You've seen Carmine break off a couple 60-yard touchdowns. So with Bronson, he had one like 85-yard touchdown against Knoxville. So
Elijah Fitz is the player to watch on this play. He's on the left side for the Bees. Shotgun formation. He's going to fake the handoff. He's looking downfield. Johnson in the open makes a big catch. One of the best tight ends in Tennessee football. Gets to about the 40-yard line. A big gain for the junior tight end. Bryson, he really likes running these deep post, deep in routes and finding a way to get open on the second and third phases of defense. He's done that the whole season. He did that right there.
Yeah, well, if you're a fan and you see a quarterback committed to Georgia State and a tight end who has a Liberty offer, you think just throw him the ball every time. But in high school football, it's really not that easy, man. And credit to the O-line, giving Bronson enough time, not getting his hips or anything. He got everything set. He got his shoulders squared, and he delivered a dime straight to Colton. So you think just throw it to him every time. It's not that easy. The O-line has to hold up, and they are so far.
I can't think of a position where
he bluffed a run. That went outside.
Phillips is going to go all the way.
Phillips gets tripped up.
Almost went all the way. Excuse me there. What I was trying to say is, look, I think Upperman wins the position battle in every single position on the football field tonight. Better quarterback, better running back, better offensive line, better receivers, and then I think they win every position battle on defense. However, York came in and showed that if you work as a team and you can execute your game plan, you can score on any team. And they just went out and did it against Upperman.
Yeah, it's very surprising, but I expected Upperman to come out just playing their game like normal, and one big pass, like you said, it was an out route to Colton, or more of like a post out kind of. He gives a little stutter step on some of those plays, and then give it to Carmine and let him do the rest. And I expect Bronson to take a direct snap here.
Empty set for Chaffin. Going to do the same thing he did last time, except this time Phillips is going to score. So back-to-back screen bubble routes for Phillips, and Phillips scores a touchdown on the second time. Thought he was going to score the first time, got tripped up. Upperman scores a lot quicker and a lot more flashy than York did. However, a touchdown's a touchdown, and if they can make this extra point, a game will be tied. Roberts, the junior, struggled a little bit this year with extra points. Can he make this to tie up the game, or will York hang on to the 1-point lead? Snap.
Good hole. Kick is
good.
through.
Roberts
150 to go.
gets it in, 150 to go. Tied football game here, not what anyone was expecting to see. We were thinking starters could be out at the end of the first quarter or possibly midway through the second quarter. However, York came in, had an 8-minute drive, scored a touchdown, executed their game plan perfectly, and this game's tied, Bryson.
Yeah, 8-minute drive. That just doesn't happen in high school football. Credit to their running ability, but also credit to just moving the sticks, because if you can get to third downs, it's not the best. You know, Upperman, they didn't have a third down a single time on that drive. But York, they had a lot of third downs, but they converted them. They converted a big fourth down play, and it was simple. It's not anything crazy. It's not anything Upperman. Well, I mean, it kind of is crazy to an extent, because the play calling is just crazy, because there's a lot of trickery and a lot of complete formation switches. I saw it twice or 3 times, I believe, the whole offensive line switching to the complete other side. It's like they're moving the hashes on this Upperman team. It's just kind of crazy to me. But if York gets this ball back and they continue to run the ball like they did, Upperman, it's going to be a scary place for them.
Look for the onside kick here. Usually they have Shea, the power kicker, kicking it. However, Roberts, the junior, he's more of the accurate, so they could be trying to find a position on the field. And they are going to onside it. Who's going to recover it?
I think the Bees might have.
I think the Bees landed on it.
And that was
That a boy, Josiah. Good call.
Kick that was also a bit of a
And
line drive, if you want to call it that. There's still a couple bodies on the field. The officials have not made a signal one way or another.
York saying they have it.
And they do. Wow.
They do have it. It looked like maybe Gunnar Block jumped on it. York's going to get the ball at midfield, Bryson, so good field position.
I don't know who that was. I don't know if that was Trevor Parker or Colton Johnson. I couldn't really tell. There's a bunch of bodies in front of him. But whoever hit them, he got hit hard. And that was a big opportunity for them. I mean, it looked like Gunnar jumped on it, like you said. But the Dragons come up with the ball, and now they get the ball at the 49-yard line.
At the heavy set, it's very hard to tell who exactly their quarterback is because of this jumbo formation, and their numbers are very hard to see from here. But they've got a jumbo set, little trickery, an end around. Not a good gain, maybe 6 inches.
And that's just Andrew Bohan completely blowing that up. I mean, that was a great play by him. He beat the defender and just threw him down for a loss. And, oh, no, they're not calling it a loss. They're giving forward progress, I guess, so about half a yard maybe.
So no yardage gain there. 2nd and 10. Clock will continue to run. Bryson, York is giving them more trouble than Livingston gave him and DeKalb County gave him, and York lost to both of those teams by a decent amount. So York might be
But at the same time, I think their short passing game
playing at an extremely high level for them.
It's very conservative, too.
Quarterback has got a running back out to his left. Fumble recovered.
Nothing doing on that one.
Well, as I say conservative, the quarterback fumbles the ball. He gets it back, luckily, but then he gets blown up by Tate Porath. You know, he has 3 sacks on the season. He's playing great. He's definitely one of the best defenders on the Speeds team. He usually rushes the passer, but then it looked like he was going to drop back into coverage if he had to, but then he just completely blows up the run.
I think that was number 34, Landon Roberts, on the direct snap, and he fumbled it. They really like doing direct snaps to their running backs, and occasionally they like using Smith, the sophomore, as the passing quarterback and the quarterback that can make the throws. However, if they want more of a rushing attack, they like the direct snaps to their running back. It looks to me like Smith will be the quarterback in shotgun. Really, really heavy set to the left side. Smith fakes the run. Pressure. He's going to take a throw. Almost interception by Elijah Fitz. Tipped. And if there's no penalties, it's going to be a 4th down and 13. So possibly see the punt unit, and that's what we will see, I believe. So the Bees have a good second defensive set, and they're going to get off the field, and the offense will come back on with 7.3 seconds remaining. So this will most likely, if there's a return, be the last play of the first quarter. But Bryson, if you're the Dragons, you're very happy so far with the result of the game.
Yeah, I mean, with that pass play, it was kind of unordinary, and it was just a pass play on 3rd down. But the coaching has been great so far, and it's almost blocked, actually.
The quarterback, Smith, punted it. Phillips, dangerous returner, returns it. Decent return. End of the first quarter, 7-7.
Each team scored a touchdown.
Bees and Dragons in a tie football game. Bryson, what do you think Upperman should do here to have a successful drive to make this a touchdown lead?
Honestly, they haven't been in close games like this at all any of the season, so I hope Coach Kane doesn't panic and start throwing the ball more than he has to, because like we said on the first drive, Bronson and Carmine, if they just ran the ball every time, I think they could probably beat nearly any team, even in 4A. So I feel like you just got to keep running the ball. If you're going to throw the ball, do some screens, and then get the defense on their heels a little bit, and then throw the ball, get a deep shot, play action pass, Cole in, Gunner, Carmine, Fitz. There's so many options. They have so many players who, if you get the ball to them in open space, they're very dynamic. And York, they've played great so far, but I don't think they can stop this Upperman team.
Absolutely not. Bryson, I'm not going to say it was a fluke of a first drive for the Dragons. However, I don't think they're going to be able to sustain that for the rest of the game. I think what they did is they executed their first drive perfectly. They probably worked on that all week in practice. They came out there, kind of surprised Upperman's defense a little bit, maybe showed them some things they hadn't seen on film, and they went out there and they scored a touchdown. However, I think once Upperman's defense settles in, it's going to be hard to stop. Chaffin, shotgun formation, takes a snap, fakes the toss. He's looking downfield. Johnson over the middle, caught. Wow. And he can't be brought down on first contact. Gets to about the 35-yard line. So an impressive play for the Bees.
Well, I called the play action pass. I just figured they'd run it a few times first. But, I mean, you have Bronson at quarterback at the helm, so just let him throw it at this point. He had a couple players open on that play. He threw it to the most wide open one, but Gunner could have caught it. Carmine could have caught it too. So that's just props to the Upperman just players, their receivers. They're so dynamic.
Absolutely, Bryson. Upperman, they've got a lot of good receiver threats. Chaffin, this time he is going to toss it to Phillips. Phillips is in the open field, dances around some defenders. Not sure if he got the first down, but if he did and he's close.
Yeah, Phillips got real close to the first time marker.
Well, the standout thing for me so far is Upperman's skill players versus the Dragons' skill players. I mean, it's just been complete domination for the receiver front. I'm watching, and the receivers are blocking downfield. They're doing great, and then when they do pass, like I said last play, I mean, Bronson had 4 receivers he could have threw to who had 3 yards of separation on nearly every defender. Even the safety got burnt on that by Colton. So,
2nd down and 2 for the 5-2 Bees. Chaffin. Look at Johnson. He's beside left tackle. He's going to roll out to the left side. Hurdles a man. I think he got the first down. Bryson, if you look closely, Upperman really likes having an extra blocker and maybe an extra receiver on the side they're going to run to. So maybe the defense can see that and potentially adjust a game plan. However, like I said, Johnson was beside left tackle. Usually when Johnson is beside left tackle, he runs either a breaking route over the middle, like an in route, something of that sort, or he blocks for Chaffin on the left side. Usually when they have an extra receiver or an extra blocker, it's either a play action play or it's a Chaffin run to the outside.
well, on that last run, I couldn't tell. I believe it was Williams, but he completely pancaked the linebacker.
Chaffin hands it over the middle. Phillips with a quick burst. I think he might have got the first down. Not completely sure. Looks like they're going to mark it a little short.
That's a well-designed play.
See exactly the spot they mark it.
Until he got to the safeties, and the safeties able to bring him down on that run.
But again, a quick burst from Phillips. 2nd down and 1 for the Bees. 2nd down and 1 is where you usually have to take a shot. However, they're so close to the end zone, I think they'll just stick with what they're doing and run the football. Chaffin, shotgun formation, motion man, it's block. And Chaffin almost had a big turnover. He had block on the sweep, and it was a designed pass to block to maybe get some separation. Chaffin didn't see the defender on the edge, could have made a play and got a huge interception for the Dragons. However, Chaffin gets a little bit lucky there. 3rd down and 1 from the 13-yard line. If I were the Bees, I'm running it with Chaffin right here.
Well, you said it was 1st and 1, so 2nd and 1, excuse me. So you might take a shot. I'm glad I didn't say it, but I was about to say I don't think you put the ball in harm's way.
And they did. Almost hurt him. Chaffin going to run up the middle. Will he go all the way? And he will. Chaffin through 4 or 5 defenders. They can't bring him down. The biggest player on the field tonight scores a first touchdown, number 8 for 6 points, as the Bees will attempt an extra point now. He's going to add on to his rushing total for the season. He had 830 rushing yards coming into the game with 12 touchdowns. That's number 13 on the year for number 8.
He's just fantastic rushing and passing. Everything he does is great. He's really reading the defense right now, and some of these look like RPOs or read options where he can give it to Carmine if he wants to, but it looks like, I could be wrong, but it looks like these read options, he's tending to take it up the middle, and he's the size of an O-lineman at this point. He could play O-line and D-line for this team, for the Dragons.
Yeah.
So, I mean, once he gets to the second phase, the second level of this Dragons defense, he's just trucking them. These linebackers are very small compared to Bronson.
Stands at a towering 6'5", weighing 230 pounds. Huge. Roberts, kick. I think it's good. It is good. 14-7. The Bees bounce back there. It's going to be an interesting drive for York. Bryson, what can the Dragons do to come back in this football game?
Well, the same thing they did on the first drive. Now, like you said, you called it very well. I think that was just designated. I feel like every single play was designated for that play call. You know, in practice, I'm sure they had first play of the game we're to come out in this, second play of the game we're to come out in this, third, fourth, fifth, so on and so forth. Play of the game we're to come out in this, and I feel like that worked, especially because I'm sure in practice they figured, what if we get third and short? What if we get fourth and short against this Bees defense, who's very stout and very hard to run on most of the time? So I'm sure they practice a lot of these plays, but if they can just run those in a different variety, you know, maybe take the fifth play that you planned on and run it first, or take a play that you didn't think you were going to run against his Upperman Bees. I mean, I feel like one of these times they're going to have to go maybe just like 5 wide, 4 wide, a shotgun, a pistol type formation, and surprise the Bees a little bit, because with this towering formation that everyone's just in the very middle of the field, it didn't work last drive, and I don't know how well it's going to work. So if you can run these plays just in different varieties and different sets, I feel like they can have a chance, but they're going to have to run the ball definitely. It's not going to be in the air.
It was a gutsy play call on the first drive on that 4th down where they had the quarterback fake the toss, roll out. It's going to take a lot of those type of plays to keep York in this football game. Bryson, I don't think there's going to be an onside kick here. They have Shea kicking, the power kicker. Got several touchbacks as a freshman, an impressive feat. Shea. A low one, line drive, caught. He's fielding it really good in the open field. He crosses. If there's not a fumble, he crossed mid-field, Bryson. So back-to-back, great field position for the Dragons.
Yeah, well, it looked like Trevor Pollock punched that ball out. Credits to him. He's a sophomore. He plays sometimes, but he doesn't get a ton of playing time. He will next year, though. So if you're Coach Kane, you'd love to see him just punching the ball out. But they're in enemy territory already, and this is where you really can run the ball. I mean, it's short distance. If you get 2 big runs of 20 yards, which didn't really happen. There was really no chunk plays for that Dragon scoring drive. It was more 3-4 yards, and then you run it on 4th down, or you run it on 3rd down. So I don't expect a big play, but they can definitely take some time off this clock here, and maybe even take it to halftime.
A really tight set to the left side. Direct snap to, not sure what number, hit hard by a swarm of bees, number 34. And that's Robbins once again. They really like direct snaps to their senior running back. Didn't work there. Upperman's line penetrated very well. Bryson, they're going to have to show Upperman some things they haven't seen, I think, if they're going to have success on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, well, you got to think about it. In the NFL, you think when you run the ball, it tires out the defense. Now, it does. But in high school, it also tires out the offense. I mean, these are high school kids. I know their running back that's been playing most of the time is a sophomore. You cannot give him 40 carries a game. I mean, the kid, he's not very big. He's going to get hit a lot by especially Colton Johnson, who's had like 5 tackles already.
Absolutely.
He's going to get hurt if he keeps running the ball like this. He's taking some hard hits.
Smith, the sophomore, is the quarterback. They fake it with an end around to number, I think that's 34 once again, Robbins.
That's the biggest runs tonight for York, and only get a couple there.
Well, they're running a lot of.
Yeah, I mean, I see already players on the down.
Helmet came off.
A little bit shooken up. I mean, that's what I'm talking about.
Like I said, I like to call it eye candy because you've got guys going in all.
I believe that was number 48, Joseph Linder,
especially when you don't have a lot of
on the carry, the senior. They really like doing Linder, Robbins, and then sometimes they like using their sophomore quarterback, Smith, for their offensive plays. Those are the 3 names to remember. And I guess you could count the senior receiver, Cole Brannon, after he had that big 4th down catch and a couple handoffs. So really, they like using their skill position players, but in a totally different way than the Bees. They like running with them and doing some of these trickery plays. Smith, shotgun formation, looking downfield, and the Bees swarm on him. I believe that's Andrew Bohan, gets on it, and slow to get up.
Bohan came through there like he'd been shot out of a cannon.
Smith didn't know how to handle the pressure of a bigger, faster, stronger Bees team. Welcome to Bees football as he gets hit really, really hard there, slow to get up.
Well, Bohan had the sack, but Johnson and Alvarez were both in the backfield too. So, I mean, the D-line has just been really penetrating the O-line.
Carmine Phillips set to receive.
Good snap. Not much pressure. It's an end over end.
It's kind of a low kick.
This time. And Phillips has to be careful there that he didn't touch
And
it. Now he is
what a
gonna-
play by Phillips. It looked like the play was over. However, he's going to get into Dragon territory. Looked like he was just going to let the ball sit. However, Phillips makes the Dragons pay for not being aggressive there. And he gets into Dragons territory.
Very gutsy play, but if you're a scout, that's what you like to see. I mean, Carmine, I look at this kid, and I'm like, I look at this man, and I'm like, how does he not have an offer yet? Because he's just fantastic. I mean, the IQ on that play, the awareness to know that all the players are huddling around the ball, but they're on the complete other side of you. And if you can run the ball, grab the ball, and run right up the left hash, you're going to get a lot of yards, and that's exactly what he did. Now he sets his offense up in great field position. What you don't want to do.
What a quick burst from Phillips. Bryson, you played against him. How fast do you think he runs from, like how fast do you think he gets from 0 to 60? Pretty fast, I would
About
say.
the fastest player on the Bees team. I'm sure his 40 is probably around a 4.6, 4.5, somewhere around there. He got some speed.
Chaffin motion man, it's blocked. Looking downfield, what will he do? Doesn't find a man. He's taking a deep shot. It's Elijah Fitz.
Wow.
Finds him in the back of the end zone.
Elijah Fitz.
Chaffin makes the Dragons pay. Delivers a dart to Elijah Fitz, the senior receiver. They're going to call that
They give Chaffin the time. He's
about a 46-yard pass there. So a huge play
beautiful play
from
touchdown beat.
Chaffin.
I don't know he's committed, but this is still a high school quarterback making that play. I mean, the pocket awareness, he steps up in the pocket. He didn't panic. He stepped up, sidestep to his left, off balance, throws it like 50 yards downfield because it's in the back of the end zone to Elijah Fitz. Elijah Fitz, he did a great job stacking the defender on that post route. He beat the safety as well. That's what I'm seeing. The safety, it's been multiple safeties for the Dragons, but either way, the Upperman skill position players are getting past the safety, and that really hurts.
And this is what we thought we were going to see from Upperman. These deep shots, tiring the Dragons out. Their skill position players are no match for the Bees. So at the end of the day, I was really impressed with how the Dragons came out. However, I think the score prediction, I don't think the Bees are going to score 55, 56 points. However, I think we will see some Bees backups at some point tonight if they can continue to play offense like this. Chaffin found a gap in the defense. Elijah Fitz, one of the faster players on the Bees team, got open, and Chaffin launched it out to a senior receiver for a huge touchdown pass. 6 minutes and 30 seconds remain in the second quarter of play here. Bryson, what can York do offensively, like schematically? They've got to be creative. They can't do this heavy set left, heavy set right, and just run it and do these quick end arounds. They're not going to be able to be successful and get touchdowns that way. What can York draw up that can maybe trick the Bees a little bit?
Well, I think a big thing was, I mean, on the first drive, they did what they wanted, but it also took 8 minutes off the clock, and they don't have the time for that anymore. If they take 8 minutes off the clock, even if they score, Upperman, they're still going to win the game because they cannot stop their offense. So I feel like they're going to have to do, you definitely don't want to drop back on this Upperman D-line, so I feel like you're going to have to do some screens, either running back or receiver, doesn't really matter, or maybe some 5 wide, and then the quarterback runs it right up the gut because these runs, they're not working right now.
End over end kick will go to Robbins on the return. At about the 10-yard line, he will return this one right.
And a decent return. He's got a gap.
Landon Robbins down.
Robbins
in Upperman territory. There he goes.
in Upperman territory, about
Close to the
the 35-yard line. Robbins found a crease.
Yeah, well, what I didn't think about is the special teams. I was thinking about offensive
Absolutely.
play calls, and I completely forgot that he could just take it 60 yards, so like he did. And now they're in great territory. They were in the same position last drive, though, and they stalled out. They got sacked twice, I believe, or a tackle for loss and then a sack on third down, so they had to punt. But they got a little bit better field position right now. If they can throw some screens and get some more trickery going that actually works, unlike last drive, I mean, it's still a game.
Landon Robbins, the Swiss Army knife for the York Institute Dragons. He's their running back, their quarterback, pretty much just everything for York Institute. The player that's keeping them in the game right now with a huge return there. They're going to have Smith, the sophomore. I think he's got Robbins to his right hip. 2 receivers to the left. Fumbled. See who has the ball. I believe York fell on it.
And that's a loss of about 3.
Yeah, well, I mean, like we said, these are high school kids, so the trickery, it's going to work eventually, and it's going to work some. But, I mean, sometimes you're going to have those mishaps, but you can't if you want to beat the Bees. I mean, the offense is so explosive. I wouldn't doubt if you gave Coach Kane one play every drive and told him to draw it up, but you have to score or else it doesn't count. I'm sure he could do it because these receivers for Upperman, they're just beating the DBs. And so they score quick, and York doesn't. So they're going to have to drop something else because this is not working.
Loss of 4 on the play.
For the Dragons, a shotgun look.
It's a direct snap to Robbins. Robbins has got to run a good
That was all it took.
gap. Gets to the outside
Down the side.
and
Close to a first down.
close to a first down. It's going to be a little bit short. What can they drop here? Robbins. He needs a shout out. Landon Robbins, junior running back, taking a lot of direct snaps. He's blocking for the quarterback when he gets to the outside, blocking for receivers. He's doing everything, returning punts, returning kicks. Landon Robbins is a player.
Yeah, he's definitely a bright spot for this team right now. He's basically keeping them in the game.
First charge timeout against the Bees. We're going to take timeout break to thank J&S Construction, serving the community for a very, very long time, building more than just buildings, building relationships and building a lasting impact in the community for lots of businesses. And they're great to us. They've sponsored our media program throughout the season, so just shout out to them. Bryson, what can York do here to get a big first down pickup?
I don't think you want to drop anything too crazy, but I feel like you're going to have to do something like a screen or, I mean, I would love to say just throw it downfield, but you really can't because these DBs, basically the receivers on Upperman play DB, and you can see how quick they are and how elusive they are and how good they are on their feet. I mean, they can switch side to side as fast as anyone in high school football. So these DBs, especially Elijah Fitz and Gunner and Tate when he drops back, I mean, they're very quick and elusive on their feet. So you can't really throw the ball, and the D-line is getting to them. So you got to continue to run the ball. I feel like you just run the ball twice here. It's definitely 4-down territory, one up the gut, and then maybe one like a pitch play or something. Or if you want to go for the screen, go the screen route, go ahead.
They've got 2 plays to take up 2 yards, so probably be conservative here. Jumbo set. They've got 4 players
Robbins as the running back here
on the left side, and it's just going to hand it off to number 48.
easily one of the biggest backs for
One of the biggest backs
He's
for
got to be one of the biggest backs in terms of
Dragons,
height. He's got a first.
for the Dragons, and it's going to be a first down for York Institute. And Bryson, they're at Upperman's 24-yard line. They've got a chance to score before halftime to make this a way closer game than anyone would have thought.
Yeah, I mean, this is just kind of crazy to me. It's kind of mind-boggling, you could say, because the jumbo formation, it's working really well. And, you know, I wouldn't think that would be the Dragon specialty because Upperman's bigger than them. But they're taking these jumbo plays, and they're just punishing this D-line right now.
Jumbo on the left side. Smith hands it off behind him. Number 34 Robbins on the carry trips. And Bryson, we walked on the field before the game. Not the best of shape.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of tell it's kind of iffy. Now, it is fall, so, of course, they've already played like 7 games so far.
Yeah.
So this time of year is kind of when the field gets a little iffy. You know, it's kind of weird. But for some reason, if Josiah, you could tell me if I'm wrong, I see 250s. I'm not sure. Do you see that? I see 250s on the field, so it's kind of confusing to me.
The field is interesting for sure, Bryson. And if I were to guess, they're going to go jumbo set to one side. Yep, they're going to go jumbo to the right side. They love going jumbo. Smith, shotgun set. Looking, and is it caught? It is caught. I can't believe it. Looked like an Upperman player would have smacked it down. Brandon makes a big play. And is that a first down? See what they mark it.
I believe so. That was just a heck of a throw. I mean, Colin Johnson was right there. He's long, he's lengthy, so his wingspan is as big as anyone's. But the quarterback, he fit that in really well, and that's one of those design plays. It looks like he's going to pitch. He swings his hips, gets his shoulders squared, and then delivers a dot in the middle of the field. And we haven't seen that much by the quarterbacks, plural, because, I mean, all 3 of them are playing great right now.
And they have number 48 as the quarterback here, so they've switched up quarterback a lot. The Bees are getting a lot of different looks. It's Linder in the backfield. Robbins, they're going to direct snap to Robbins, running to the right side on the jumbo set. I saw it make a couple men miss. Didn't get a great gain, but Bryson, it's 1st and goal.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really good gain. I mean, it was only a couple yards, but in this down and distance, I mean, it's very short field. So getting 2 yards, it really makes the defense back up a little bit. And so if you can just run the ball up the middle a couple times, I mean, you're going to have 3 more plays to get, what is it, like 5 yards maybe? Yeah, about
8 yards till the touchdown. So they're
so 8 yards. So
2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. About 2 minutes remaining. They've got a chance to take all the clock out and score a touchdown. They'd feel great going into half, only being down by a touchdown to one of the best teams in 4A football in Tennessee. Smith,
Ryder Smith, the quarterback.
running back
It's Linder.
to his right is Linder, number 48, making plays on the offensive drive tonight for the Dragons. Taking a little bit more time than they're used to.
they just don't want to give Bronson the ball back.
It's going to be a snap to number 48.
Rolling out, Ryder turns
He's going to throw it.
left side, and that
Intercepted Phillips, and he's the quickest player on the field. And just like that, the Bees flip the field, and they're going to go all the way 10-yard line, touchdown, Phillips.
Yeah, that was a very dangerous throw.
coming back. That might be coming back.
And there is a flag on the play. It was very late. I don't know if that was a block in the back or a hold or whatever it was. Either way, that was a very dangerous throw. I mean, all the way down to 2nd and goal. I mean, it was flawless. They kept the ball out of harm's way.
And if that comes back, it's huge for the Bees because, look, I don't think there was a block necessary.
Yeah.
I don't think the Bees needed a block there. I think Phillips was fast enough to go all the way. Maybe an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty,
Yeah,
taunting.
I don't think it was thrown very late. I don't believe this could be a play on like the play.
I don't see this being against Upperman.
So I'm not sure. I feel like this might have been unsportsmanlike conduct.
Exactly right, Cliff. It is against York. That's a touchdown.
Okay,
Against-
so it is a
Carmine
touchdown.
Phillips has a pick 6,
Pick 6 for Phillips.
which I imagine Coach Kane
6 for number 6. And look,
27 to
it's a
7.
penalty against York, and that is a gut punch to York. They were knocking on the door of scoring a touchdown and making it a 1-touchdown game going into halftime. You'd feel great. And just like that, they get a little bit too aggressive. Try to throw it with number 48.
Those 2 York guys
And look,
just crushed
Phillips read it like a book.
block right there.
Was in the position to make a play, made an athlete's play, and ran all the way to the end zone. No one was close to him. And just like that, the Bees are up by 20 points, have a chance to be up by 21
There were about 3 guys that
if Roberts can get it to go through the goal post here.
That was 30 yards
Block
of the play,
set
but
to hold.
Turns out it was an illegal block against York.
Pick up. I think it's good. It is good. And the Bees are up 28-7. A minute 25 remain in the second quarter of play here. And just like that, you're up, and the Bees are up by 21. Maybe not the best defensive showing for the Bees because, I mean, other than that pick 6, York has played some pretty good offense and got down and scored some points. So maybe not the best defensive showing, but the offense sure looks good tonight. And, of course, Carmine Phillips makes plays in every single game he's a part of and makes one there. So the Bees are up 21. Bryson, if you're York, how aggressive are you here seeing what just happened?
Well, you're down 21 on one of the best teams in 4A, one of the best teams in Tennessee football, that is. So you got to be aggressive. I mean, you have your timeouts. So I believe you just try to go downfield. I don't know. You really can't put the ball in harm's way, but you can't just sit back and watch this team. Plus, Upperman gets ball coming out of halftime.
Absolutely.
But if the game ended right now when we do our player of the game, I would pick Carmine. We've called his name more times than I can count tonight. And on the kickoff is great. On the running touchdown is great. And then the pick 6, like we said.
Yeah, he was not touched.
All right, I'm going to call my shot once again.
Caught that.
I think they onside kick it right here. We'll see what happens, but
That breakaway speed.
if I'm a betting man, I'm betting on the onside kick right here to
Kickoff, by the way, at
make the lead a little bit more. A minute 25 remain for the Dragons. I believe they do have all 3 timeouts, Bryson, so they could have a chance at scoring once again. However, they're not an explosive offense, so they would have to have some sort of trickery that would work on the Bees. However, the last time they tried to use trickery, it was a pick 6 for Upperman. But I believe Coach Kane's going to onside it right here. See what he elects to do.
Line drive it down that way because you've got an up back there, but there's a
Credits to York, though. I mean, they're down
Yeah.
21 right now, but honestly, they've held up better than Stone did, and Stone was supposed to be one of the top teams in 4A this year, so credits to
And
them.
he onside kicks it once again.
York's going to try to fall on this one. There's a few people in the pile.
So
Looks like York might have gotten there first.
I think York did land on the ball there. So it's going to be Dragons football at around
Mark it at about
the 36-yard line. So
York's got all three
they've got
Cliff, so
a chance, Bryson. However, they're going to have to connect on some big explosive plays if they're going to go down the field in a minute and 21 seconds. So, Bryson, who is a player to watch here for York?
what percentage of it do you think is
Their offensive line, their whole offensive line, because I expect them to probably do a couple throws here, a couple passes. So there's not a specific player I'm looking at. I'm just looking at the whole O-line and the fullbacks and the tight ends.
Ryder Smith, the sophomore.
the throwing is what cost
A fumble once again.
tries to fall on it
And they're going to throw a
Penalties.
flag.
after the play.
Yeah, they got
Upperman would get a little
You see, I can understand that because an O-lineman falling on like a quarterback like that in most college and NFL leagues, I mean, it's going to be a flag. But I don't really like that because the ball was still in play. I mean, he jumped on the ball, but he didn't have complete control of it. So I don't really agree with that flag. But 15 yards,
15 yards for York.
it stops the clock.
That's their biggest play all night. So,
fumble for a loss of
excuse me.
ball's going to be moved.
Penalties have hurt the Bees all season long, and this is in York's favor.
Upperman territory now.
And they gained 15 yards without a second coming off the clock,
And
too.
like those unsportsmanlike conduct, those unnecessary roughness penalties, they are not helpful. You can avoid those. Those are shooting yourself in the foot and making it more difficult for yourself. And that's what Coach Kane's been preaching is don't make it harder than it has to be. And the Bees have done that a lot this season, making it harder than it has to be. However, now the Dragons are in Bees territory, 1st and 10 from Upperman 48-yard line, 3 timeouts in a minute 16. So can Smith, the sophomore, or Robbins, the junior running back, make some magic here? Smith, shotgun formation. Who's going to get the snap? Smith, he's going to throw the ball
Rolling out to his left, got to throw it away.
and made a pretty good play there. Made a couple men miss.
How aggressive is Coach Wright?
And
That timeout come. Will they
Doesn't get a great gain there, maybe a yard or two. So
We're down to a minute to go.
It looks like Coach Wright's going to be pretty aggressive here. I mean, he just threw the ball on first down, so I expect him probably let the clock run down a little bit more. So if Bronson gets the ball back, he can't make a play. But let the clock run down and then take a shot, take 2 shots, and then maybe even a Hail Mary type play.
yeah, I'm kind of surprised they didn't call a timeout there. They've got 3 of them. Clock is really draining now, about 40 seconds and counting. Smith, the sophomore,
On that either.
it's an end around. Robbins and the Bees knew that was coming. Will there be a timeout called? How aggressive is Coach Kane?
I would think one of the coaches would call a timeout here. Unless
It looks like that timeout called. 25 seconds remain.
Stoppage of play, 24.
3rd down. So the Bees, they've got an explosive offense. If they can get off the field here, we could see some Hail Mary scenarios for Bronson. We know he's got a cannon, so that'd be fun to watch.
Yeah, I was really hoping to see another 2-minute drill by Bronson there, but I highly doubt up 21 Coach Kane wants to do that. If they get the ball back, it'll be with less than 15 seconds. So you have all your timeouts, or you have 2 of your timeouts if you're Upperman, but that's still not enough time. So I expect York to probably drop back and throw it very deep here. And if it's picked off, I mean, so be it. They'll probably be at the 15, 10-yard line, and Bronson will have to go the length of the field in less than 10 seconds.
I think Upperman has 1 timeout maybe. I think they used 1 earlier in this quarter before a big 4th down. So I think Upperman has 1 timeout. I think they'd call it after this play if they have the chance. 3rd down and 7, 46-yard line of Bees territory. And look at this, Chaffin at the first position he played for the Bees team, safety. And see what he can do. Heavy set to the right, motion to cross.
is in as a safety on this play.
Interesting play. Don't see too much at safety.
34, Robbins hands it off
Run and try
to number 1, Brandon.
He only got to about the 43.
I think he's short, and he
And
is
whistles here, and that is indeed what we'll hear.
short. So he is short. So
Call a t-
not sure what
So
the Dragons will do here. Do you try to just run back and waste as much time as possible?
I mean, Coach Wright.
16.9 seconds remain.
Yeah, you were correct because they only had one timeout because prior, Upperman was the team that called timeout. That was a New York timeout. That was an Upperman.
Yeah,
So they
that's
called
what I
2 straight. Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah.
So now they're going to have to punt here, I believe. I don't know. Well, actually, I don't know. You don't want to run it because then if you don't get anything, Upperman's going to have the ball at the 40-yard line with a play. But you also don't want to punt it because blocks happen a lot in high school. Gunner block has had a couple. He blocked a great PAT that kind of was a game changer.
16.9 seconds.
Honestly, Bryson, we saw Bronson Chaffin throw an 84-yard touchdown pass last week against Livingston. So if the Dragons do elect to punt here, Chaffin will most likely be around the 10 to 20-yard line. So maybe we see another long touchdown pass for high school football. Not even just high school football. An 80-yard touchdown pass in any level of football, it's very long. So see what happens here. Chaffin's in the game. It looks like they're just going to keep the offense on the field. Wonder if Upperman will blitz and try to catch him off. And they are going to blitz. Smith, it was dropped. If he would have made the catch, that's 48.
And is that a Bronson pass breakup right there? I mean, it looked like he hit him pretty hard, and it looked like he was the one who made him drop the ball. So that's going to go on his resume. That's pretty cool.
Joseph Linder, the running back and linebacker, he's made plays on both sides of the ball tonight. That was a big play he could have made there. And now Upperman, they're going to have pretty favorable field position for a Hail Mary about the 43-yard line. That's perfect position for the Bees to take a deep shot. Turnover on downs for the Dragons. Let's see if the senior quarterback can air it out once again right here with 13.1 seconds. So they don't have a timeout. So they have to get out of bounds if they try a quick out route or...
Yeah, maybe a quick out route to around the 50-yard line and let Bronson drop back and throw a Hail Mary then.
The York defenders cannot let an Upperman receiver get behind him. Chaffin. They're only going to rush 3. He's going to have time. Clock ticking.
Buying as much as he can. Throws it left side. Pass is caught. Eli Fitz, can he get out of bounds?
He's going to get out of bounds. Finds Elijah Fitz over the middle. 2 seconds remain. In the NFL, you'd kick a field goal here. However, we're in high school football in Jamestown in the middle of nowhere. So it's going to be a Hail Mary situation here.
Well, also, I think in NFL football, I feel like if you go, it looked like Elijah Fitz was thrown like back out of bounds, so I believe that would be still a running clock. But in high school, it's just a timeout. Bronson's arguing with the ref. I'm not sure what they're calling right here.
Maybe ball placement could be the matter of the issue. However, if the scoreboard's correct, 2 seconds remain, 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line of Dragons territory.
There was a personal foul on York, apparently.
He's talking to the officials about something here.
Personal foul on York, it looks like.
Bryson was correct. Personal foul on the Dragons. Self-inflicted wounds. It's the dumbest thing in football. Shooting yourself in the foot, making things harder than it has to be. For teams that try to win football games, this is the kind of stuff that drives coaches insane. We've seen it in college football all the time. We saw it earlier this season when South Florida beat Florida. Florida had them stopped. Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the Gators caused South Florida to drive the field and get the game-winning field goal to knock off Florida. This kind of stuff drives coaches insane. And that gives Chaffin 15 more yards comfort. And they're at the 19-yard line now, Bryson.
Well, Upperman just called another timeout. So I'm not sure if they had a timeout, but apparently they called one. So that gives Bronson more time.
Maybe it is out of Robert's
think about what he's going to do. I feel like, 2 seconds to get 20 yards-ish. It's 19, so around 20 yards. 2 seconds for 20 yards. You're not going to get more than one play here. But
I like Colton Johnson on a play like this.
Yeah, I feel like Colton or Elijah Fitz even. I feel like if you can do a quick fade route to like the very back pylon, the corner pylon of the end zone, I feel like Fitz, he catches. I was watching him catch some over-shoulder throws in warm-ups, and he was doing fantastic. His eye placement, and he also has some light hands. You don't see that a lot in high school football, where the quarterback throws it so early that the DB is still on him, but you have light hands so you don't show that the ball's coming your way. I feel like Fitz could do that on one of these type plays.
Maybe a potential trick play here for the Bees. Let's see what they have. Porath is lined up behind right tackle. Maybe a player to watch here.
Watch Gunner block, too.
It's the end zone or nothing, and another stoppage, maybe a timeout for
York, probably. Upperman again. Apparently, I don't know. I've seen 4 timeouts called in the last 2 minutes, so I'm not too sure what's going on. I thought they had 3.
They called one earlier in the second quarter, and then I thought they called 2 here for stoppage. Maybe that was York calling those timeouts. Absolutely no idea where these timeouts are coming from. On the scoreboard, it does not specifically say how many timeouts there are, so sorry for the confusion.
I've counted 5.
There's been a lot of timeouts called. Don't know where they're coming from, but there's been a lot of stoppage. 2 seconds remain. 19 yards to go, Bryson. This is a favorable position for where the Bees were. They were at the 50-yard line with 19 seconds. Now they're at the 19 with 2 seconds. So a chance at the end zone. Touchdown or nothing here.
Okay, well, I see Gunner block 1-on-1 on the very right side, and I don't like it.
Chaffin. He's going to pass it.
Looks left side to the end zone.
Intercepted.
York will step out. That looks like a touchdown.
Well, I mean, you got to try it. Like you said, you called Colton Johnson in the back of the end zone, and he threw it to Colton Johnson in the back of the end zone, but, I mean, he attracts so much attention. He got 3 players around him.
And the Bees will get the ball to start the second half. So up by 21. Not the best Bees team, not the best Bees performance we've seen so far. However, the Bees are up by 21. They're going to get the ball after half. Please join us for the halftime show later in the half. Again, we'd like to say thank you to Janus Construction. I'm Josiah Nichols.
I'm Bryson Reed.
And we will come back for the start of the third quarter.
Welcome to the UHS Halftime Show. I'm Blake.
And I'm Tucker.
And we are ready to recap the first half. Tucker, what are your thoughts so far?
I mean, an early score by York Institute. We were expecting Upperman to come out and completely dominate this game. And then York, I hate to say it, but that was some of the best high school football drive I've watched all year.
Yeah.
I mean, York Institute came out, they were playing, they were flipping around plays, giving Upperman stuff they hadn't seen before. And it was just, a great drive to watch. And then Upperman just came out, scored 28 straight unanswered. They were. It kind of felt like on the first drive, they were asleep. They had a little bit of a drive today, and they have two region opponents coming up in White County, Macon County. You might have thought they were looking past this game, but York Institute let them know early that they were here to play.
Yeah, man, this York wing T offense has looked really good. I mean, they only have 7 points, but they're definitely giving this Upperman defense problems. Like you said, the region opponents to follow, we have Macon County. Macon County's going to run a very similar offense to this. So Upperman can scheme off of this, and this is good experience for them. But as you said, this could be a trap game for them. But the Upperman offense just looks really good tonight. They have 28 at halftime. So, and one other thing that I noticed is, Upperman offense isn't going to have very many possessions because York offense, they're taking 5 or more minutes off the scoreboard every time. So when Upperman has the ball, they have to score.
Yeah, I mean, York, first drive, they almost drained all of the first quarter in one drive. And then they put up 7 points, and now you're looking around like Upperman's got to score on offense because if you don't, York Institute, they almost scored there at the end of the half before that Carmine Phillips pick 6. And that was a great interception. They were at the 7-yard line. They just threw a very high ball. Carmine Phillips, he took it back. And then there was a penalty. You thought it was on Upperman, but it ended up being a personal foul on York Institute. That was a great play by Carmine Phillips, to not let York Institute put up 14 on the board.
Yeah, this game could look really different if Carmine wouldn't have intercepted that ball and returned it. It could be, say York scores right there, it could be 14-21 at halftime, and we're talking about a completely different ball game. I mean, I'm impressed by this York offense. We didn't expect it coming in, but, I mean, it's working, and Upperman has to get it right for that last game against Macon County, or Macon County is going to run all over them because Macon County is a much better team than York, and this is the same type of offense. So, this is good to watch in film, but, I mean, Upperman's got to play a little bit better in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Macon County runs a very similar offense to this, and last year when Upperman played Macon County, obviously they don't have the Border Brothers this year, but they just ran all over them. They were scoring every possession, and they can find guys, Macon County. They're the reigning 4A state champion. They're going to find guys to fill those holes. And like you said, they're going to go back and watch this on film. They're going to fix some things, and hopefully they can fix it by the time Macon County comes to Upperman. But we can't look past White County either.
Yeah.
White County, they beat Macon County this season. White County, I feel like they're a better team without their quarterback, Trip Pinion. Trip Pinion, he is gone to college to play college ball now. But White County, they're a good team this year, and we can't look past that game.
Yeah, White County has a really good team. But, Bronson Chaffin for Upperman, he's looked pretty good tonight, along with Carmine Phillips in that rushing attack. And Upperman offense is rolling, and we expected to see that. We'll probably see it the rest of the season. Upperman just has too many stars on the offense, but they got it going tonight. And when it's going, it's really hard to stop, especially that offensive line looks really good tonight. The D-line even looks pretty good, although York is getting a couple big plays here and now. But Upperman looks really good tonight. Expect a lot more in the rest of the season.
Yeah, one of the things I want to point out, Bronson Chaffin, he has an unsportsmanlike conduct, and if you have 2 unsportsmanlike conducts in one game, you get kicked out of the game. And then in high school football, you also get kicked out for another game.
Yeah.
And the next game that they have is White County, and you can't afford to, not have Bronson against White County. He's your biggest player. He makes all the plays for you. And if they lose him to White County, he's got to be smarter than that. He knows he's smarter than that. It was just, a bad mistake, but hopefully he can fix that.
Yeah, Bronson's got to get together. And something I noticed, it looks like that shoulder for Colton Johnson, it might be re-aggravated. Colton was kind of holding it a little bit, so Upperman will need him big time for the rest of the season. I mean, you don't have Colton Johnson, that's half your offense gone, especially with the running game and passing game too, and defense and special teams, and name everything that you want to. But Upperman needs Colton Johnson for the rest of the season.
Yeah, one of the things I want to point out, Stone Memorial is up on Livingston Academy 28-8 at halftime. Stone Memorial is coming off a big win last week against Macon County. Stone Memorial, 28-8. You know, you could have expected it to be a little bit of a bigger margin,
Yeah.
but Livingston Academy, they're a pretty good team this year, even though they're coming off the loss to Upperman last week. Livingston Academy, they're keeping it close in that one.
Yeah, Upperman's probably going to play one of those teams in the playoffs. I mean, they've played them in the season already, and they've killed them. But those are two really good teams, and if you catch them on a good night where they're playing really good, that could be a really good game. Both those teams, I'm really impressed by them. White County especially, as you said, their offense looks amazing under the new head coach. And Livingston, I mean, their crowd was great the other night, but Upperman just came in and quieted them really fast. But Livingston, they're 5-1 or 5-2. I think they're 5-2, but they're a really good team this year too.
Yeah, I mean, they're a great team, like you said. But we're going to end this halftime show here. You know, come back for the call of the second half, excuse me. It will be Bryson and Josiah on the call of the second half.
Welcome back to Jamestown as the Upperman Bees lead 28-7 in what was a little bit of a closer game than I think most expected in the first half. Other than that pick six at the end of the first half for York, they were playing some pretty good offense. I mean, you take 7 points off for the Bees and it has 7 to the Dragon score, 21-14 ball game, Bryson. So it's a little bit closer of a ball game than the score.
Yeah, I completely agree. That's what I was going to say. I believe the score is kind of misleading.
Mm-hmm.
The Dragons, they played pretty good football all around. I mean, they've been running the ball, and when they pass the ball, they've been doing it decently efficiently. But
Absolutely.
really, Carmine Phillips for the Upperman Bees, he's just played fantastic on defense with the pick six, on special teams with a big kick return to jumpstart his offense after struggling a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He's just playing great on offense, defense, special teams. We call him the Swiss Army knife, and I believe that's completely correct because he does everything for this Bees team, and he's really the standout player for me so far.
And the Bees offense has looked its part tonight. They've played really good when they've been on the field. Of course, they score really quickly, so they haven't had a lot of time of possession. However, their defense has looked a little shaky against a lesser opponent like the next 2 weeks. So there's a bye week, and then when we come back to school, they've got White County and Macon County. Definitely better offense than York Institute is tonight. So they've got to figure a couple things out if they want to win those games the way they want to win them. I don't think they want to have a shootout against the White County team. I don't think they want to have a shootout against the Macon County team. So I think they've got a couple things to figure out tonight, and it's good they have a bye week next week. So I think they've got some time to figure these things out. But look, York showed them some things they hadn't seen all season. A couple end-arounds, fake tosses in the backfield, heavy set to the right, heavy set to the left. Several things they haven't seen the entire season, and I think it kind of caught them off guard a little bit on the first drive, and maybe even that third drive where they almost scored but ended up throwing the pick six. However, Bryson, my score prediction before the game was 56-7. Excuse me, 56-6, I believe was my score. And look, if York didn't score again and Upperman did what they did in the first half, it would be that score. However, I just don't think Upperman starters are going to stay in the entire second half, and when they put their bench players in, they don't really score. They take a lot of time off the clock, and they just really run. So what do you think Upperman shows on the first drive?
Well, I'm pretty sure they show probably the same thing that they've been doing throughout. I mean, usually most teams, I've said this before, honestly, I feel like most teams in high school football especially, they'll run the ball and then that opens up the pass. But Upperman, they kind of pass to open up the run in a way because the play action is so deadly with Bronson and all of his receivers that he has great chemistry with. You got to talk about that. I mean, the receivers have a lot of talent, more talent than most receiving corps in high school football, but the chemistry he also has, the quarterback Bronston, with his receiving corps is big too because you can have the best receivers in any football game, and if your quarterback is not on the same page with the receivers, then it just doesn't work. You got to be on target and on time and know when your receiver wants to break. And that the chemistry, I mean, Bronson, he's basically been a 3-year starter right now, so he's just been fantastic all around this game.
I totally agree with everything you just said. I mean, take it to the professional level. The Philadelphia Eagles, defending Super Bowl champions, they've got an all-world receiver in A.J. Brown, but Bryson, there are so many receivers outplaying him statistically and on the field just because he's not on the same page with the offense. So your receivers and quarterback and coordinators, coaches, they all have to be one cohesive unit all together if you want to have a successful connection between your quarterback and your receivers. And you can obviously tell Bronson's really close with Elijah Fitz. I mean, they've been buddies for a long time, and Gunnar Block's really been a great player for me this year. Really kind of a surprise player, I think, almost, because before the year, I wouldn't have said Gunnar Block was going to be a star receiver. However, Gunnar has been one this year. So, I mean, you're absolutely right about everything you've said, Bryson. You got any bold predictions for the second half of play here in Jamestown?
Well, I feel like Upperman, they come out and score first drive, and then I feel like they get a stop. But I was thinking about it, and I was looking at number 4 warming up right now, and I was thinking, I thought they had a Dragon on the helmet in the first half, and now they have a Y for York on the helmet, and our teacher, Miss Susie, just confirmed that to us. So that's great. I mean, I don't know why they changed helmets. It's kind of confusing. I don't know. Maybe a couple players' helmets got busted up, so it caused them to completely change.
Not sure, but I kind of like the white look there. I mean, we'd like to thank York for letting us come here and record, and their facilities are very nice. So we love their press box being inside on what is a chilly night. I mean, they're saying the feels like is in the 40s, so it's nice being inside and being very warm. So it's nice for us, and I'd like to thank York once again. But, I mean, I really like the jersey and helmet combination there, Bryson. They did change helmets, of course, but I like the way it's looking, and I like their uniforms.
Well, you didn't get to say, what are your predictions for the second half?
I think Elijah Barlow gets his first big rushing play of the year. I think Upperman's starting offense comes out, and I think maybe the future starting quarterback for the Bees gets a big time run. I'm talking 30, 40 yards. So he hasn't had one of those this year. Usually, honestly, when Upperman plays teams and the second team comes in, that other team leaves their starters in. We saw that with DeKalb. We saw that with Farragut. So I think tonight Elijah Barlow has a chance to make a big time run if he gets in the football game. So that's my bold prediction. He gets his first big time run as a quarterback for the Bees.
Sounds like you're expecting the second team to come out pretty quick.
I'm thinking Upperman scores within 3 minutes of this quarter to make it a 35-7, and then I think Upperman scores late in the third to make it 42-7. And I still think Coach Kane would have starters out if it's 42-7. So I think they get in with about 5, 6, 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. But we'll see. And it looks to me like Bronson Chaffin's out to receive. And Chaffin and Block are out to receive. That's crazy to me. They're going to have the starting quarterback lined up to receive.
Yeah, I mean, we saw him at safety once or twice, I believe, and he even had a pass breakup, which was on fourth down.
Sorry to interrupt you. I wonder if York's going to onside it. I wonder if he's like the backup plan, and York's going to come out and onside it. I've been pretty good at calling onside kicks, so maybe one here. But Chaffin is the safety net in the back. Let's see if York onsides it. I believe they will. They're not going to onside. I was wrong. Block. Fields it. Chaffin just gets in there and blocks. Pretty good return coverage there for York. Block standing at 5'5", 125 pounds, Bryson, but he's not afraid to lay a hit on somebody.
No, and when he gets hit, he gets up really quickly. He's really tough for his size. He's got hit a lot, and he's got shooken up a couple times, but he gets right back up. And, you know, he's really, honestly, he's one of the hearts of this team. I would say Bronson's probably the heart of this team, Maine. But Gunner, I mean, he's super cool. He's super nice. He's super genuine.
Chaffin. Quick throw out to Elijah Fitz. He's wide open. Tripped up. Slow to get up. His helmet came off. 43-yard line is where the ball will be spotted. About a 12-yard gain for Chaffin as he found a crease in the defense and got it to his number one wide receiver in the shotgun formation.
Another shotgun look, a little tight end to the left for
Chaffin.
Play action again, or no, he's going to hand this off.
Hands it off to Phillips. Phillips, pretty good defense there for the Dragons as the backers came in and tackled really well there. Maybe a gain of 2 or 3. So second down for the Bees.
Yeah, well, that's another thing, like we talked about earlier, the pass opening up the run for this Bees offense. They come out swinging to a curl route, it looked like, to Fitz. And Bronson, I mean, his passing ability has just been on display tonight. He's only missed on 2 passes, 2 incompletions. And he's thrown the ball a lot. Most of it play action, and most of it's deep balls, too. So credit to him.
Chaffin. Rolls out. He's looking downfield. What a throw. Block.
Wow.
Does he stay in? It was a toe tap.
He is going to be out of bounds.
He was definitely in bounds. He was toe tapping to try to get into the end zone. That was a great throw, man. He steps up in the pocket, off balance, but again, he's really squaring his shoulders, and his arm. I don't really know how to explain it, but you can kind of tell when it's going to be a good throw because their shoulders are squared, their feet are set, and he's just throwing it. And Bronson, he's huge, like you said, he's like 6'5", so he has a cannon on him.
Absolutely, Bryson. And look, as good as Bryson is,
Thank you, I agree.
as good as Bronson is, Georgia State is going to love to see in a couple years that potential to throw on the run. Throwing on the run and throwing that accurate where Block didn't have to come back and catch it behind him. It was in stride. Georgia State's going to love to see that because, look, the potential to be a star quarterback at the next level is there. So, Bryson, you're amazing. So,
Thank you.
Chaffin's just a little bit better at quarterback. Not much.
I completely agree. I mean, he's committed to a D1 school. Carmine is going to be wide open.
And Phillips is in the end zone. Number 6 for 6 points as the Bees add on to the lead. And if they can make the extra point here, it goes to a 28-point lead.
Yeah, I mean, the gap was just wide open. I mean, they could have passed it on that play. They could have run it. I thought it looked like a pass. It was kind of like a shovel, it looked like. I couldn't really tell from back here. But, I mean, that's the 3rd touchdown for Carmine already. And that's just, I mean, he's on full display tonight because he's one of those running backs where he can get up to speed really quickly and put the defense on their tiptoes.
Roberts has been perfect tonight. Can he continue it? He can. 35-7. 9 minutes and 55 seconds remain, so a quick 2-minute drive for the Bees. Successful in that drive and up by 28 now going in to York's next drive. Bryson, what can York do? That's been the question. After the first drive, we were like, wow, okay, maybe they can score some points and make this game interesting. But since then, the Bees' star powers kind of overwhelmed them, and they haven't really known what to do. They haven't been able to finish drives. However, they have had some success in playing their style of football. The number one thing that a team cannot do when they play the Bees, they can't let Upperman play their game. They've got to make Upperman uncomfortable, make them make mistakes. If York can't play their own brand of football, the game's over. But if York can come out here and show, hey, we're going to play York Institute football. We're going to run the ball every single time. We're going to have a 16-play, 8-minute drive and show some fire. We could see a really interesting game. Roberts is the kicker. Will he onside it?
Austin Roberts looks like he's
and he won't.
Distance on this one. Indeed,
they went more of an accurate kick than a distance kick.
They want to avoid Robbins making a big return.
And a penalty marker out.
Right where the
I could be wrong. It looks like a chop block, though. Kind of went low. So maybe Upperman is going to pin him very deep. I could be wrong, but it looked like the lineman went low.
And it is a penalty on the Dragons. So Bees on the good side of that call, and they're going to pin the Dragons deep into their own territory.
Yeah, chop block called.
So mark that 15 yards.
It's my second penalty. Thank you, Tucker. I completely agree. I'm great at seeing penalties.
You know, I think since we got a little stoppage here, happy 16th birthday, Bryson.
Thank you.
And you get to spend it right here with us in Jamestown, calling a football game.
No one else I'd rather be with.
Best present of all, calling a football game.
And we're winning.
And we are winning the football game. So happy 16th birthday, Bryson.
They're actually
Get the driver's license now?
I do. Passed. I'm surprised too, man.
Freedom.
Well, kind of.
Football's marked at the 25, essentially a touchback. First
the sophomore quarterback in shotgun. Direct snap to, I believe, the running back, Parker Cox. Got in the backfield, made a huge play.
Reading and reacting to that run attack as the game goes on.
Parker Cox just swallowed him up right there.
Yeah, Parker Cox absolutely laid him out. I mean, he ran straight into Parker, and Parker's huge. Parker's one of the biggest players.
Absolutely, the huge interior defensive lineman, one of the better players on the Beast football team, makes a big play there and stops the running back. Parker Cox, he is a big man, one of the starting tackles for the Bees offensive line and a starting interior defensive lineman. And look, York is flipping their formation. They really like doing that. They like heavy set to the left or heavy set to the right, and it looked like they were trying to go over to the right to maybe catch the Bees offsides or catch them with something they have not seen yet tonight.
Yeah, I think that was a false start. So I mean, it's high school. So this formation, it's really cool to us to see, like, everyone just completely shift. And I'm surprised they haven't gotten a legal shift yet, and that was their first false start in the game. But, I mean, they're high school kids. No matter what, no matter how good they are, no matter how proper and disciplined they are, you're going to jump off sides. You can't run that different formation, like, play every single down. It just doesn't work.
And they are pinned super far back into their own territory, rushing to the line of scrimmage. The sophomore quarterback in shotgun formation once again. Smith. He's throwing. Should have been intercepted by Phillips. Phillips wanted his second pick of the game. First one went for 6.
Yeah, could have easily been his second pick 6.
Yeah, I think if he would have caught that, he would have had a gap wide open to the end zone.
Absolutely.
But it was right in his hands. But it's okay. He's played great all night, so I'm not going to diss him.
Sometimes when you're looking at that pick, or when a receiver's running a go route, they're so worried about where they're going to go before they actually make sure they can catch the ball. Maybe Phillips got a little bit too quick there for himself, but he's played great tonight. Not going to take anything away from the star Swiss Army knife of the football team. I mean, one of the best defensive players and one of the best offensive players. So, Smith, the sophomore, he's going to throw it. He's got bad intentions downfield. Overshot him. Who were they trying to throw to? Let's see if I can get an exact number. It looks like it was
27.
There's a flag down. I'm trying. It's so hard to see the players.
Yeah, I believe it is
27 maybe, and that would be Colton Strand. Yeah, the sophomore receiver. So sophomore to sophomore there. Maybe York will see that in a couple of years, 2 of their younger players both starting.
It was just out of his reach, and that's kind of been the story for the Dragons, I would say, this game. It's just right out the reach. They've been in enemy territory 4 times. They only scored once. So it's right there. They're trying to score the touchdown. They're trying to grab it, but they just can't.
Dangerous returner is Phillips. They're punting from their own end zone. And they're just going to punt it out of bounds. That might come up to the press box. Nope, it's going to fall a little bit short.
Hit me,
man. It was wide left.
That's a net punt of about 24.
Surprised they didn't call leverage on that play. It looked like one of the defensive linemen kind of jumped over, but
you don't like to call leverage, do
I
you?
really don't. Week two, man.
I'm sorry for your PTSD from Broncos games, but we'll turn our attention to the game at hand, which is Upperman.
All right, so first down and 10. Upperman has the clock in their favor, the score in their favor.
Anyway, what do you think the Peas are going to coach up right here?
Give Chaffin and his guys.
Run the ball with Carmine Phillips. That's what you should do. That's what I think they're going to do. They're a little heavier to the right side, so look for a run on the right side right here. Motion man. It's block.
Block in action.
And what a good design by Coach Kane as Colton Johnson with a little in route there. Biggest tight end, probably the biggest player other than Chaffin. They're about the same size on the field tonight. He's got an offer from Liberty University. At one point, he was ranked the 6th best tight end in Tennessee, so makes a big play there, the leading receiver for the Bees.
Exactly what you're wanting now. They look like they're not in a big hurry.
Yeah, they've definitely designed some plays for Colton to get open. One was a deep out, one was a deep in, and then that looked like a little shallow 5-10 yards downfield. And Bronson, he's been hitting it, and he's been hitting it quick, and the O-line has really held up. Now, the D-line's not very big, but still crediting to the O-line because usually Bronson doesn't get this much time in the pocket.
Chaffin. And it's a handoff to Phillips. Bounces out. He's going to go all the way. Number 3 for touchdowns on the night, I believe. 4?
4th touchdown for Carmine, including the pick 6.
You're right. 3 offensive, 1 defensive for Phillips.
Well, he was our one bank one to watch.
He's just fantastic. Rushing, and he also is a receiver. He's also a dime for the defense, and he has a pick 6. So he's just fantastic on all levels of the football field. You put him anywhere. You put him back quarterback, I'm sure he'd do pretty good. And he's also a punter. So he can do everything.
I think Carmine Phillips might be my player of the night already, and not even at the end of the 3rd quarter. Played super good tonight. They got a chance to make it a 35-point lead here. So could be the last time we see the B starters. However, wouldn't be surprised if we see him again.
You almost feel like that first touchdown really woke up.
We're going to take a quick break for a timeout. We're back from the quick time out there. It's going to be a running clock now, Bryson, so this game will most likely go by really quickly. I'd like to thank everyone for watching at home. Couldn't do it without the people who tune in every week for Bees football.
We kind of expected this, but don't overlook York, man. They played great today, and this is probably one of their best games of the season.
Roberts.
Side kickoff looks like it might hop out of.
It's going to stay in bounds. What a kick.
Yeah,
that was a really good kick. I mean, Austin, he's not getting as much reps just kicking at all because William Shea, he's pretty good. So he has a really big leg. And he does kickoffs now, so Austin doesn't really get to kick as much. But if you keep making plays like that, he's going to get a lot more playing time.
Yeah, absolutely. What I've said the whole season, Roberts is the accurate kicker and Shea's the power kicker. So chose to go with the accurate, didn't want a chance of a return. And not sure who the quarterback is. All I know is they've got 3 guys in the backfield. I think it's
6:48 and
it looked like Smith hands it off.
Run to the right side.
Excuse me. Linder, the running back, handed it off end around to number 34, Landon Robbins. So little trickery there. They love the bunch formation in the backfield, so it's really hard for us to see and communicate exactly who it is. But I can guarantee you, number 34, Landon Robbins, or number 48, Joseph Linder, will be involved in almost every single play that the Dragons run.
Well, we haven't called a lot of players' names besides the 3 that are main. So I want to give out a shout-out to Nicholas Davenport, number 71. These are O-linemen, and Carter Swallows, number 73. They played really well so far blocking, and the whole game. They just played great.
End around. It's 48 once again. Linder. End around did not work there as Parker Cox wrestled him down. And, I mean, look, usually we've talked about it. Upperman's offensive line maybe has been one of the more vulnerable spots for their team this year when they're playing like a Beach or a Greenville. But tonight, they obviously have the advantage as they are a lot bigger and they're getting pressure a lot tonight. So it's obviously they have a line advantage tonight, and it's really shown as the Dragons are starting to feel the effect of the Bees' interior defensive line. And number 14, the sophomore, can he make a play? Looks like the ball's out. He recovers it. Hit hard. Jude Fitzpatrick woke up and chose violence. Hits him hard.
Tackle there.
Trevor Polk, the sophomore, was in on that down along with Jude Fitzpatrick. You don't see both of them in together a lot, giving Colton Johnson a break, it looks like. And they both got in the backfield really quick, and Jude lit him up. Trevor played really well, too, though.
I mean, with the obvious injury of Walter Kane earlier this year, terrible injury, they've had to have some guys step up. So it was good for them to step up. And the punt unit will come out. It's a solid punt. Not sure who will field it. And it's going to take a Dragons bounce, as it's going to give them the ball at the 47-yard line of their own territory. So favorable field position for your Upperman Bees.
I don't see Bronson Chaffin.
It will indeed be the 2s coming out on.
Yeah, I believe the second team for Upperman is finally getting their chance to shine. Number 80 receiver Logan Choice texted us in the group chat earlier, and he was like, just wait till I get in. Call my name. I'm going to make a play. So we'll see. I hope he does.
Logan Choice, very involved in the UHS Hive media team. Came with us to the Knox Webb game for the first game in. Did some technical work for us and decided to join back the football team. And look, he's getting to play out there. He's going to have fun. So hope he can succeed tonight. And he's going to have a lot of playing time. Barlow, shotgun formation. Barlow, low snap.
They're just going to try
to run it out. To me, it looks like a lot of the starters in for York are still in. So Upperman second team is going to have to play a bigger and more experienced York Institute team right now. But the clock is going to keep running. So
yeah, well, this is big for the second team, man, because, you know, you don't expect to score. I don't expect them to score, at least. Maybe Coach Can's expect them to score, but I don't expect them to score at all. So you got to look at the blocking, look at the routes, if the receivers run any routes, and right there, Jake Stennett delivered a really good block. And that's the things you're going to look at on film. Can your receivers block? Can the O-line block? Are the running backs getting to their assignment when they have to block?
Shotgun set. Barlow. Low snap once again, something to watch for. Barlow, he makes a good running play, like I talked about earlier. He might be the future starting quarterback for the Bees, so he's got a lot of good experience so far this year. I mean, when the Bees dominate, he gets in late in the third quarter, and he'll get to play a full quarter tonight if things stay this way. So a lot of valuable time for him to learn lessons and learn how defenses in high school football work. So a lot of valuable experience tonight for Elijah Barlow. And, I mean, some second-team receivers and second-team offensive linemen. I mean, you're looking at the future of Bees football right now.
I mean, that was a low snap, but he got like 6 or 7 yards on that play. So it's a pretty good run if you're Elijah Barlow. You called a big run, so we'll see if he gets it.
He got 7 yards exactly. Bryson was correct. He's going to throw it. Logan Joyce. Incomplete. Drops it.
Logan had it right in his hands, but he just dropped it. That's very unfortunate. I don't want to be rude. I love him. I'm just more critical towards him than any of the players on the Upperman team because we love him so much and enjoy his time. But he got to catch that.
So if I'm looking at this correctly, okay, never mind. There was only 5 people on the field for the Bees, so I was like, what is going on here? However, punt unit comes out. Phillips, the Swiss Army knife, catches the ball, runs the ball, intercepts the ball, and punts the ball for the Bees. He's going to punt right now.
First punt.
And it's a great punt if it will.
Pops that around the 20. The returner's not even going to get it, and this is going to take a beautiful bounce.
It's going to go in the end zone, close to pinning them in their own 10-yard line. However, takes a favorable bounce for the Dragons as they'll have a chance to score and in the running clock, but Bryson, third quarter is flying by. A minute left.
Yeah, the first quarter was pretty slow, honestly. I feel like York had the ball the whole time. And then ever since then, it seems like Upperman's been on offense. That was the first
kind of found their footing.
Yeah. Wake-up call. First drive, they were like, oh, crap, we can actually lose this game if York plays good. Something they weren't expecting probably, York to come out swinging. And ever since then, they've been very stout on offense and defense. And some of the second-team defenders are in now. Not all of them, but some of them.
Absolutely. And
with only 1 or 2 wins, that's fine with them because at least they're in.
Smith, shotgun formation.
Get the first win for sure, and there's a run inside.
Fitzpatrick hit him at the line of scrimmage. Fitzpatrick's one of my favorite players to watch on Upperman because he's everywhere, man. I mean, he reads the defense so well, and he's always in a position to have a big hit. So, shout out to Fitzpatrick, the junior, for another big hit there. He's one of Upperman's leading tacklers, and what a great player. And that'll be the end of the third quarter. I'm Josiah Nichols.
I'm Bryson Reed.
And we are the UHS Hive. We're going to take a quick break for the end of the third quarter. Come back to us when the fourth quarter begins.
In Jamestown.
Welcome back to Jamestown. The fourth quarter underway. Clock's already running. So 12 minutes and counting remain in this football game, Bryson. And I think the starting offense for the Dragons is still out playing against Upperman's second team.
That's a change. They used to, on the mercy rule, if you scored, got it down under 30.
It's an end around to number 1.
Well, that running clock might not be in fact.
And
There he goes.
number 1, Brannon, he's going to go all the way.
Not. And the first play.
And the first play for the Dragons' first team against Upperman's second team results
Good for the Dragons. Their first
in a
touchdown since way back in
80-yard touchdown. So good play by Brannon, number 1, right there. And just like that, the running clock's over.
Yeah, well, I don't want to blame anybody on that, but I believe the nickels and dimes are supposed to set the edge because they're more of like the contained players. You got to hit the edge, force them back in the middle, and the nickels didn't do that on that play. So it kind of makes it hard for the corners to come up and make a tackle because corner against running back, that's what you want if you're a running back. You want a corner against a running back. Running backs tend to be bigger than corners and faster.
And if I were to guess, Bronson Chaffin, the starting offense, will come back out on the field because of the score. Kick up, kick good, 42-14. So a closer game than most expected. I mean, York's giving us a better game than DeKalb gave us and arguably Livingston gave us. So shout out to York for coming out here and playing really good football for them tonight. However, I mean, I just don't think there's enough time on the clock, and with how explosive Upperman's offense is.
Yeah, I mean, if they were to score another touchdown, they'd score more than Stone, DeKalb, and Farragut scored combined against this Upperman defense. So if they can get in the end zone again, that'd be kind of cool.
And it'd be an impressive feat for the 0-7 Dragons. They're not playing like an 0-7 team tonight. They're playing like a pretty solid football team. I mean, you're playing against one of the best teams in 4A football, a contender in 4A football, and playing pretty good football. So if I were to guess, we will see Upperman's starting offense come back. So Logan Choice might be done for the night, but maybe we'll see him again. We'll see.
Maybe you'll see Bronson throw him the ball. You never know. Crazier things have happened.
Is in the game, at least we don't think so right now, but you never know. I will say
Block and Chaffin set to receive. Crazy to say that because Chaffin's the starting quarterback, but he's returning once again. I think this is the formation for onside kicks, if I were to guess, and Chaffin is the safety blanket. So I don't think there's a chance that Chaffin goes to receive the kick.
How do you think Georgia State would feel about this if you're watching your quarterback return kicks?
And surprisingly, Chaffin is going to receive the kick, and he's just going to make the smart move and hand it off to Block. Block's hit hard. And look, you're going to college in a couple months. Don't get hurt before college.
Yeah.
Smart play from the senior quarterback. Hey, Rook, take the hit for me. I don't want to take the hit.
Yeah.
So just smart play for Chaffin. You would hate to see a starting quarterback get hurt returning a kickoff.
Yeah, well, Gunnar Block's, he's not a rook. He's a fantastic player. I mean, he's just all around great.
Yeah, you're right.
But I agree with you.
Yeah.
Well,
Chaffin's out there on offense now.
You don't really see Gunnar Block return many kicks, so it's good to see him get out there and do some more things. He's a really explosive player. He'll be a senior next year, so it'll be exciting to see him continue to grow as a player. Chaffin's back out. Shotgun formation.
substitution coming from York's defense on a first
Chaffin.
and 10. It'll be Chaffin on a
Handoff to Phillips.
back in.
And
Phillips got about
good defense by the Dragons as clock runs. However, it's not a continual running clock, so fourth quarter will take a little bit longer than originally we thought. Bryson, I know the game's practically over, and I know you don't want to get too flashy with it, but I would love to see another deep shot for Bronson Chaffin.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Coach Kane, if you want to get on the bus and go home, you're just going to want to score here fairly quickly so the running clock will start again. So if you score again, that'll happen. So I don't really expect a deep shot, but I mean, I would love to see it.
Chaffin, two receivers to the left. Toss to Phillips. Phillips dangerous in the open field. He's got blockers ahead of him. Got the first down. So an efficient first down gain for the senior running back from his senior quarterback. So it's just great to see the connection between these senior players. I mean, they've played together for 4 years now on the high school team, and I'm pretty sure they play together in middle school. So just this brotherhood and continual of knowing each other and playing together as a team for all these years is something special to see on their senior season.
And the entire second team just came out for the Bees, so let them get a first down. I guess that's what their motto was, just get the first down and then put the second team back in. I know that because I see Barlow.
I guess they just want to get the clock running.
Yeah. So now they should just be able to run the ball. And maybe if you get a couple first downs, I mean, York, if they had the ball in the first drive, they could have just like completely ran out this clock because it was an 8-minute. So
Barlow, I believe he's got the younger Paulk to right hip, two receivers to the left, one to the right. Highly doubt they throw the ball, but we'll see. Barlow runs to the right,
Elijah Barlow tries
and he's got a solid run there.
run of about 8 or 9.
I mean, for a guy who's a little bit smaller, he's got some quick legs and a quick first burst. And
It was not an almost botched play.
see where they mark it.
Quarterback keep.
Might have got the first down. See if he stepped out of bounds a little early. They're going to give him a 6-yard gain. Looked like it got a lot more than that. So,
Yeah, I agree, Josiah.
but might have set that a little bit earlier than we can see from the press box. 2nd down and 4. Clock is stopped.
Opportunity for Barlow to make a mark on Coach Kane and the Bees offensive
Barlow.
coordinator.
Puck, right hip. 2 receivers left side. One to the right.
Continues to run his
Low snap, fumbles it. He's just going to recover,
He's got a block past the 45.
and he's going to continue running really hard.
And Elijah Barlow doing a good job of falling forward. He's got a first down gain about 7.
Yeah.
And see how much they give him. I believe he does have a first down.
Turned a possible negative into a positive, and that's all you
And if low snap, it's been a struggle. It's been something to watch. It's been a struggle for the center to get the ball where he needs to when he's snapping. It's been a low snap for the last couple plays here. So something to watch for this backup center. If our starting center ever got hurt and he has to go in, he'd have to snap it a lot higher for Chaffin than he would Barlow.